Now, I know how much you love words, and you have an acronym in your book, ARTS, A-R-T-S.
Oh, yes.
Which is?
Yes. So the ARTS acronym that stands for Adoration, Reparation, Thanksgiving, and Supplication. Very verbose, very wordy, but it's a nice way of just packaging up the idea of, okay, why do we worship, or why do we honor the gods, the ancestors, the spirits of the land? What are the 4 aims we're going for there? And so the ARTS acronym is just a handy way of sort of looking at that, and we can even use that then in constructing our own rites. And that's something that I'd love for people to do who get their hands on the Irish Pagan Book of Rights, is to be able to use this, not just the rites in their form that is presented in the book, but take that and you can mold it to your own desires and where you're at in your relationship with the gods, with your ancestors, and with the spirits of the land around you. Use that, and you can kind of use this acronym to recognize what it is that you are desiring from your own spiritual life. And so the first part of it, adoration, is that we can offer to the gods, to our ancestors, and to the spirits around us simply out of love for them. In a lot of ways, offering to these divine beings and the special beings who have gone before us, it's no different from giving a gift to the loved ones that you see physically around you on earth here. So in the same way, you might give someone a gift just because you love them so much, they're just close to you and you just want them to know, yeah, I've just been thinking about you and I want you to have this. That's an act of adoration. And it doesn't need to be a super lofty thing. It can just be, a beverage that's poured out onto the ground and say, thank you for the beauty of this place, to the spirits around here, something like that. And then the next one, so we have A, then R, and that's reparation. And again, that's one that can kind of alert, red flag, alert some of us who might have come from a background where it's like, okay, reparation, what are we trying to repair here? Or, is there something, is it the sin thing again? And not necessarily so. Again, sort of with purification rituals, we might want to make an offering of reparation simply because we're not feeling right on the inside. Or, again, we are all works in progress. We're going to do things that we're not proud of or that didn't go right in our day-to-day life or something like that. And reparation is a way of giving to the gods, giving to our ancestors, and just kind of saying, I feel awful about what happened. I want to give this to the divine realm as one of my steps in trying to set things right. And that sort of rightness with the world and the universe is a concept that comes back again and again from even the most ancient lore that we have. This sense of and in a way, that's the purpose of sacrifice and of offering to the gods at its root, is setting things right. Reparation, another beautiful expression of it, I think, is reparation to the spirits of the land around you. And for a lot of us, no matter where you go nowadays, there is land that has been severely mistreated. Industrial use that was done unwisely, land, rivers that are polluted, forests that were, cut down without any sort of sense of replanting or care. And so there can be a beautiful expression of making offerings of reparation to the spirits of the land around us, or in those particular areas, giving to the numinous beings who dwell and are expressed through those natural features, and saying, I'm so sorry for what has happened here. There's only so much I can do, but here, let me at least give of this to start a step in the direction of making things right.
Yeah, little baby step.
Yeah, exactly. So the T is Thanksgiving. That's pretty self-explanatory. And that's a very old form of offering to the divine, is simply out of thanks for something that's been done. And that really goes hand in hand with the final letter in the acronym, S, which is supplication. Fancy, unnecessarily verbose way of just saying when you want to ask for something. It's just an ask, Sometimes I've seen in some writings here and there, there's almost a feeling of that we shouldn't do that. I'm not saying everyone has that sort of approach to offering in that way, or maybe even not that it's necessarily popular, but just want to give voice to that some people are like, oh, well, I mean, if they're gods, if they're divine beings, they already know what we want. Why should we, make these offerings out of supplication? Well, that can get into a whole theological debacle about what the gods are, which I'll be happy to do, but...
Next time.
Next time. There we go. But it's okay to ask for that. And not only is it okay, I think, for one, we need that on a certain level. It's just natural. And we see that, again, it's one of those pan-cultural things of humanity that we make offerings just simply out of asking. I mean, look at the myriad surviving Roman altars all scattered throughout Europe that say, Marcus so-and-so will make an altar or make a libation to this god for X fulfilled. And so you make your offering, and once it's fulfilled, then you make your thanksgiving afterwards, once it has been fulfilled. And that's a tradition going back millennia. So those are the aims of worship, the aims of offering in a pagan context.
Brilliant acronym. Brilliant.
Thank you. If it's handy, if it's useful, I love it.